This is the water heater inspection. We have a safety pan down here, and it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot because it drains nowhere, and so it's not going to stop water entering the house. This is the outlet for the water heater safety pan, and that should be running to the outside world. Well, what has actually happened is this heater used to be on a raised platform at about the same level as we see for the air conditioning unit. It was raised up, but in order to put in a filter, as you can see here, it's got a filtration system. They removed the boarding which it was on. You can see it's been freshly cut. They removed that boarding and they've lowered the water heater. As a consequence, the drainage which used to run to here and then go out of the building via the drain line for the condensator for the air conditioning unit is no longer coupled, and you can't couple it because it's a gravity feed. So that's not going to function, and when the water heater goes, it's going to flood the house. Now further, inside the water heater itself, when they lowered the water heater, they lowered it so that the connection between the temperature pressure relief valve, which is here, and the drain line for the temperature pressure relief valve is now lower. The temperature relief valve is now lower than its actually outlet, and that's wrong. It must be a gravity feed. Now what that tells me too is that this was not installed by a professional, because if it was installed by a professional, he would have had a license. He would have pulled a permit from the city to actually allow him to do the installation, knowing full well that if he did an installation with his license without a permit, he could lose his license. So this has just been installed by somebody who's handy, and they've used also the wrong type of piping. This piping is not going to work. It's going to actually cause the temperature pressure relief valve not to operate correctly, and that could cause the whole tank to blow up. Now it's not to be melodramatic about this, but we have codes and we have ways of doing things to protect us, and this installation is dangerous. This downpipe needs to go to a gravity feed. To do that, you'd have to empty this water heater, remove it, break into the wall, reinstall the gravity drain for the temperature pressure relief valve. Below it, this temperature pressure relief valve pipe will run down inside the cavity wall, so you can get to it. You cut it, reconnect it, reinstall the water heater, and you connect it using proper piping, reconnect the water heater, and you'd be safe. As it is at the moment, this is a potentially dangerous situation.